Hey everybody, Spaceman here with another audio commentary for you. And this game, I have a game from the MTW Legendary Cup. This is the first qualifier, so we have a game between Maiden Peru, who is actually Hunter. So this is Hunter in the southwest corner, and we have the Undead player, Juan, playing in the northeast corner. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into the game. We'll let it begin, and hopefully it'll be an exciting one. So here we have what looks like an early Death Knight build to me. I imagine we'll see a Zig come out next, and then a Tomb of Relics, and it'll probably be a Death Knight harass with the Rod of Necromancy, maybe, or probably Dust of Appearance as well. Pretty standard. I think that's the go-to opening against Elf because you can harass the creep, even though, I'll be honest guys, I'm not familiar with this map. This is one of the newer maps, and this is a really long walk distance all the way to this Ancient of War. So it looks like a standard build from the Night Elf player. We have the Ancient of War going to power creep this, which looks like a pretty tough creep actually. I don't think this will be as easy as, you know, some of the other ones, although he'll be able to get away with this. I don't think the Death Knight will be able to get there on time either. That's a really long walk distance, and look how open this is. There is literally zero space in this, or zero obstruction in this entire area. Lots of open map to fight in, so we'll see if that gets used strategically at all. We have a Keeper of the Grove from Hunter. Standard meta these days, that's what you expect to see. I'm going to be drinking my coffee throughout the cast. I apologize guys, but I need it. I love my coffee. As I was saying, though, Keeper of the Grove, standard meta, we see him all the time. Definitely going to be strong against Undead, even though he's vulnerable to the nuke in the late game. The Tree Ants and Tangling Roots are both so strong early. Thorn's Aura I don't think we'll be seeing, but it's also quite strong if you're doing a ghoul, or you're against a ghoul frenzy, a ghoul strategy. Also very strong in a Hippogriff versus Gargoyle battle, because of course Gargoyle's air attack is melee, so Thorn's Aura does very well there. Anyway, we're creeping out this camp, or Hunter is creeping out this camp. Looks like he's taking a lot of damage on the Ancient of War. I'm surprised it's only one Wisp. There's a second Wisp coming in. That makes sense. Some damage going down on the Acolyte. It will die. That's an unfortunate ensnare, but I don't think it'll make too big a difference. And these Tree Ants actually also wasting quite a bit of time trying to get into the fight. Ancient of War has taken a lot of damage. Does not take the kill though. Picks up a Scroll of the Beast. That's a really nice item if he decides to go for a strategy that can utilize it. That's a lot, and that's 200 gold to sell as well right now, I believe, right? So even if he uses it just to sell, that's a really nice pickup. What I mean, if he uses the strategy to use it, nice coil from the Death Knight. Does arrive too late to get any kills or harassment during the creep camp, but he kills a Wisp, gets some skeletons out. I don't think he'll be able to deal too much damage though. Hunter builds a Moonwell to stop this skeleton from getting a kill. Skeleton goes down. Is this archer going to die? I very much doubt it. No, uses the Moonwell and walks away. Skeleton's going to try to pick off a Wisp or two, but that's not going to happen. The Death Knight is forced back at half health already, so that's not great. Level 1 Death Knight with 1 Wisp's kill versus a level 2 Keeper of the Grove. It's got some good items as well. Still building Wisps versus a tech from the Undead player, so, oh, there it is. Tree of Life has started. That's going to be integral for the Undead player to take down quickly, or to contest at the very least. We have 5 ghouls showing up, so this is starting to look a little more dangerous. We do have Entangling Roots from the Keeper, I'm sure, so that'll help pick off the odd ghoul here and there. Chasing around some archers with those two, putting some damage on the Wisps. That's going to slow down wood income for the Elf player, but again, we're not seeing a tech come out super early. We're seeing an expansion, so the wood loss isn't really that significant. Oh, can he get the surround? No. No, the Keeper, he's still a quick guy. Hard to get surrounds with just the ghouls and skeletons and no Unholy Aura. There's the first Entangle, at least that I've seen. Going to pick off this ghoul, no problem. And I still haven't spoken about the Scroll of the Beast. There's too much happening. He finds the Tree of Life, putting damage on it. And ghouls deal a surprising amount of damage to buildings because of their normal attack type. So it looks like, yeah, that tree is going down. That's a big get. Really big get for 1-7. Loses, I believe, 2 ghouls, maybe 3 ghouls in the process. That was 2 or 3 ghouls. but he cancels the expansion, has very little experience on his Death Knight. Almost level 3 for the Keeper, but that tech advantage is substantial. Oh, look at this! And he's building a tree to creep out this camp, which looks tricky, but some archers will be able to deal with that dragon, no problem. Circlet of Nobility. Okay, I'm going to talk about this now. If the elf player were to have gone for a big archer strategy, or maybe a tier 1 push with huntresses and archers, this on such an early creep camp would be massive, because getting that extra bonus damage in a timing push would probably be too much for a player to deal with. Obviously, though, you can't count on getting that Scroll of the Beast so early. There's variance in the item drops, even though I'm not sure what they are on this map. So you can't bank on it. And clearly Hunter is not going for a mass tier 1 strategy or something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him sell it now. We have almost level 2 now on the Death Knight. Picks up a Circlet of Nobility, which is always helpful. Level 3 on the Keeper, also with the Circlet of Nobility, always helpful. Has the tech started? It has. So we're about almost halfway to tier 2 versus full tier 2 for the Undead player. Lots of ghouls on wood. We have a Lich on the way, yeah. And I'm sure we'll see a tech or a slaughterhouse go down very quickly. Some scouting from Hunter. He does have 5 archers. 6 archers is quite a bit. He could get some value on the Scroll of the Beast if he's able to find a fight. But it's still not enough archers to actually push an Undead base. He would just have to upgrade 1 Zig, and that would be too much for the elf to deal with. So I don't expect to see a push. 6 archers is really big. Death Knight looking for level 2. Not going to find it here, though, even with all those skeletons. Keeper's starting to pull away. Hunter's looking really strong right now, despite being behind in tech. Keeping the Death Knight low as well, just throwing some damage on, preventing him from creeping. Looks like the archers might do some creeping on their own with the treants. Maybe not. Oh, the Ent's come and he's going to put damage on the slaughterhouse. Is he going to be able to take it out? Again, normal damage. Wow, look at how much damage is going down. That Frost Nova should have been cast on the trees. There should be a coil on the trees. Oh, he's going to lose the slaughterhouse. Does he cancel it? He cancels the slaughterhouse. Forces a teleport, but that's, again, a big loss. Big win for Hunter, big loss for Juan. So Hunter loses a teleport, buys time to catch up in terms of tech, buys time for his tree to finish, although he's still way out of position to creep that camp, prevents the Undead from creeping, forces the Undead to deal with just trees with his 5 or 6 ghouls, whatever it was, which completely cripples the Undead's lumber income. He has to rebuild a slaughterhouse, which costs more lumber. Undead just got level 2. This is looking very, very much in favor of Hunter, I think, at this point. He's playing it quite well. Tree is taking a lot of damage, but there's a lot of archers here. This will be crept down pretty quickly. Yeah, roots the tree, starting the entangling process, and that gold mine. How much does it start with? 9,000 compared to the natural expansion's 10,000. So it's not as ideal as creeping this one. It's also probably a little bit closer to the Undead base. I wonder which walk distance is closer, that or this. Maybe they're comparable. It feels a little more vulnerable though, doesn't it? Creeps it out, gets a crystal ball, and he has a level 2 alchemist. That's also pretty standard these days. Keeper of the Grove Alchemist is a very popular combo. Healing Spray is so good now that it doesn't heal enemy units. I've said it before, but I'm so happy with that change. I think it was such a necessary change. Now this is going to be another big creep camp for Hunter. He gets a Shredder, so he'll never have to worry about lumber again. Gets a Circlet of Nobility on the Alchemist. I haven't seen the Crystal Ball get used. It's obviously a good item. It's got its value, but it's not what you're hoping for. I believe, or my general opinion is on heroes, you want items that will improve their performance in battle, because really Warcraft comes down to battle. And as good as Crystal Ball is and map control and map vision is, you still would rather have a Belt of Giant Strength or something just to increase your viability on the battlefield. Which is why we never see Farseers get Farsight, right? As good a spell as it is, and as nice as it would be to have that at your disposal, you'd still rather have the damage output of Spirit Wolves or Chain Lightning. Okay, so let's refresh. Looks like a transition into Crypt Fiends for Juan. We have level 3-2. Some good items on the Lich. Some good survivability items on the Death Knight. He is tier 3. Fiends coming out, Destroyer form coming. Versus still just Archers. A Dryad has entered the battlefield. I'd probably be expecting to see Bears in the relative near future. Okay, we've got a skirmish coming up. Level 3-3 against 3-2. A lot of damage on the Keeper immediately. Uses the invulnerability potion. And now heal scroll used by the elf player. Some focus fire on one ghoul goes down, one archer goes down, a second ghoul goes down. Keeper is taking a lot of damage again, forced to teleport out. Another Dryad goes down. Okay. I think Juan won that fight. I think that was a win for the Undead. He lost maybe 2 or 3 ghouls compared to an Archer or 2, an Invulnerability Potion, a Scroll of Town Portal, and at least 1 Dryad was lost. We could also talk about mana losses because, of course, the statue helps the Undead replenish mana, where Elf just has to wait the whole time or spend gold on it. So I think Juan definitely came out on top there. I think Hunter probably should have teleported out immediately when his Keeper got focus fired as opposed to using the invulnerability potion. I don't think he gained much in that fight. I don't think he had much to gain. He was never really winning it. So he could still have that invulnerability potion. He could still have that Dryad and Archer. And those ghoul losses are really not so substantial for the Undead. I think that went very much in favor of Juan. Hunter is still ahead, though. I should specify that, at least in my opinion. He's got lots of bears on the way now in Master Form, Ancient of the Wind on the way to deal with Destroyers or the potential of Frostworms, maybe even Gargoyles. It also, of course, opens up the tech tree for Chimroosts, even though now that I say it, I'm thinking maybe they changed that in a recent patch and you don't need it. Which tells you I've got to play more, guys. I've been slacking. I'll get back on it, though. I promise I'll get back on it. Good creep camp for Juan here, though. He finishes that off. Claws of Attack +9. Great for the Lich. +20 damage with that Orb of Corruption. And it looks like we're going to have an engagement. I love Abominations, too. I feel like they've made a resurgence in the meta in the past year, and I'm a huge fan of it. So I'm going to pause it. What do we have? 56 food for Maiden Peru versus 50 food for Juan. So Juan's done a really good job of clawing back in. Expansion is really kicking, though, so any trades now are going to be heavily favoring Hunter. Juan needs to be really, really picky with his engagements and not lose anything. Not at all what I was referring to here. So he loses his Death Knight. That's massive. Keeper of the Grove gets away. There's no teleport on the Lich. He's going to have to buy back. Yeah, he does buy back. We saw something go down there. I missed what it was. Nuke on the Keeper. Keeper goes down. And now we have Lich and Death Knight at low health. Bears in against Fiends and Abomination. Looks like the Destroyer is pulling back well. Buyback from the Keeper. So now a lot going on here, guys. 2 Crypt Fiends very weak, but they're going to be pulled back effectively. Some Nuke going down on the Bears. This statue's definitely going down. Nice micro on this Bear to keep it alive with an Rejuvenation Potion. Both players kind of pull back, looking about as strong as they started the fight, minus the fact that they had to buy back their heroes and have 0 mana left. Oh, the Death Knight has mana. He bought back and then used a coil on the Keeper, so he must have had... Yeah, he had that Mana Stone. He consumed a Mana Stone in order to do that. Well worth it. Well worth it. Yeah, stopping to creep. There are a lot of big creep camps on this map. This is a map that definitely favors later game play. Long walk routes, or routes to bases are very long. Big creep camps, 2 natural expansion locations, even if this one's difficult to creep because of the flying creep. I like it. Okay, Juan has finally scouted out the Night Elf expansion. He's going to cancel this Moonwell. Definitely won't have time to finish his Tree of Life, though. Hunter is right on his back with 5 bears. These Crypt Fiends are going to get melted. He'll have to pull back. Well, he's going for it, though. Is he going to lose anything? Is the tree going to go down? No, it's not. And he loses an Abomination and a Crypt Fiend there. Wow, an Abomination and a Crypt Fiend for... I guess he killed 3 wisps that tried to come out. But That was not good. Also a teleport. Alchemist is level 4. Keeper of the Grove is level 3. Almost level 4. Versus level 4 and essentially level 4 Lich as well. So actually hero levels are very close. I feel like Juan has been playing from behind for a long time. I like the expansion attempt, but that's not happening. And despite playing from behind, he's doing quite well. He's holding his own in these fights. Except for that contention on the expansion over there. No upgrades on creatures, no upgrades on archers. We do have an upgrade. It's creatures here, sorry, misspoke. But we do have an attack upgrade for the Crypt Fiend and the Destroyer, though. And that, I think, especially among players newer to the game, upgrades are easy to underestimate. They make a huge difference. If you can have the upgrade advantage, it's going to turn the tide of battle really quickly. So let's see how it does here. Are we going to have an engagement? Maybe not. Maybe Hunter's just going south. Scout everything else out. Grab these last couple creep camps. Probably have some dirty items. These are all good items. Scroll of Healing's good. Scroll of Healing. Acid Bomb on the Crypt Fiends. This one's going to go down. Oh, he uses Coil on the Alchemist. That must have been a misclick. Unnecessary coil there. Oh, he uses the Frost Nova too. He could have picked off a bear or two. I think that was a mistake. He should not have nuked an Alchemist there. He's not going to be able to get the kill. Although he did force out some items. Nice Absorb or Devour from the Devourer to take the magic off the Alchemist there. I think it also ate an Entangling Roots. Good engagement by Juan. Is this Crypt Fiend going to go down? Nice coil. He devours, again, the Entangling Roots. Oh, the Crypt Fiend gets away. Nice web on the Hippogriff as well. Bears are starting to take a lot of damage. Oh, the Lich is in trouble. Nice coil. Oh, the Lich runs away. Can Unholy Aura do it? Does he have any items? No. He gets away anyway, though. And the Undead pulls back. Maybe a Crypt Fiend will go down here. Yeah, Crypt Fiend down, but not as bad as a Lich. We're going to see one archer go down. This, yeah, that will be webbed for sure. You know, considering how this fight started, that went very well for Juan. Very, very well. We have 54 food for Hunter versus 50 for Juan. He is coming out playing aggressively. Of course, statues allow undead armies to last longer in battle. Their heroes have more mana just by the nature of having these. The units have more health. The longer a battle goes, the better off undead are. Assuming they have statues with mana. But he does, and this is starting to swing in his favor. Oh, the Lich must have died. I'm sorry, I missed that, guys. I didn't even see the Lich die. That's a big buyback, and that's a lot of gold spent. Alchemist is forced to use his Chemical Rage to run away, and I would be very surprised if the Undead didn't pressure the expansion now. I'm sure he's going to go for the Tree of Life. We have still no attack or armor upgrades for these units. Scroll of Healing on the Alchemist. We still have lots of invulnerability on the Keeper, but only one scroll. We have no scrolls on the Undead player. We do have a teleport, so he'll be able to get out. And this time, it looks like the tree will go down. I don't think Hunter's going to be able to get this one. See, putting some damage on the Devourer, or sorry, Destroyer. I've said that a couple times, haven't I? The Destroyer. Too bad. The Destroyer goes down, loses a teleport, but he takes out the gold mine and all the wisps. So definitely a necessary trade. He had to do that. And now Hunter is supply blocked. 62 of 60. Is he going to try to expand again? Doesn't look like it. Don't even see another Moonwell going down. He's just pushing. Wow. Does he have any wisps? There's the next Moonwell. He had to take it out of his gold mine. All of his wisps are used. Look, he's building wisps. Nope, Nature's Blessing. Because he's supply blocked, he can't build wisps. He's only mining on 4 gold. Wow. Okay, so Juan is crawling back into this game. We're going to see an easy creep camp here for the elf player. This will also be an easy camp for the undead player. Gets a Cloak of Flames, which is... it's an item worth a reasonable amount of gold, but I imagine that's what it's going to be used for. As much... You know, it's nice to deal damage around your hero, but the Death Knight is just not a hero that uses it. Despite being melee, he never wants to be in the thick of the battle. He's not getting surrounded. He's no Tauren Chieftain, Mountain King, Demon Hunter. He's much more frail than those guys. Wasted coil on the Crypt Fiend is too bad. Forced to teleport out. Is that... No, the Abomination doesn't go down. It's a nice creep jack from the elf player, but he did lose 2 creep camps that were pretty sizable there, so I don't know if he really came out on top. It's good creeping by 1. He's got level 5-4 versus level 4-4. Let's check it. Yeah, he sold that Cloak of Flames for sure. Abominations and Meat Wagons. That makes sense. I think Meat Wagons are a great addition against an undead, or sorry, against an elf force that doesn't have chims. Meat Wagons are so good. The damage output on Dryads is insane. Damage output on bears is reasonable. Disease Cloud is really good for undead when it comes to those long drawn out fights like I was just talking about. Undead have the extra healing and mana from statues. Disease Cloud, it works slowly, but over time it does a ton of damage. And again, if we can get a long drawn out fight, we'll really start to see the long term effects of that. Like, this is still affecting him, and his health is still going down. How long ago was this engagement? Like 2 minutes ago? And of course it looks like nothing here, but in the midst of battle, when every unit has it, it's something. If we see an engagement here, though, the elf will just stomp those Meat Wagons. Bears will be able to flank. Dryads will be able to flank. There's just no cover for them. The Undead is really going to have to position maybe here while they engage in a fight here, or try to do something like that. Use the natural terrain to his advantage, which essentially means not moving through the middle of the map. Some skeleton scouts going out. No expansion, no expansion. I'm surprised Hunter hasn't expanded. He should expand here. He should absolutely be re-expanding, although I guess at this point he's really tight on gold and trying to build up as big an army as possible. And he was short on those wisps, which really gets in the way. There he's rebuilding wisps. But while he had this one, he felt like he was pretty far in the lead. I think he should have expanded here as well. That's the moon style play, right? You just expand, expand, expand while you're ahead as elf, because you can afford to do it. You're maneuverable enough, and you have moon wells that you can bounce back and forth to at least keep one of them alive, and that's the play. I think he's made a big mistake by not taking that second expansion. 5 bears. They do have 1/1 upgrades now. That helps the Dryads and the Hippos as well. No upgrades on Abominations. Crypt Fiends have 2 attack, so we're essentially even. 1 armor and 1 attack versus 2 attack. Army size 70 for Hunter, 69 for Juan. He's somehow really crawled into the... Or he hasn't like clawed back into the game, but he's consistently clawed to stay in the game, and now he's in it. He's in a great spot. His army looks strong. It's going to come down to micro, but level 5 Alchemist is really tough as well. It's easy to underestimate a level 5 Alchemist. That acid bomb is huge. I mentioned healing spray earlier. I don't think we've seen any healing spray in this game. I think we've just seen acid bomb and chemical rage. Excuse me. A little bit of free experience for the undead player. Get that lich a little closer to 5. Are we going to see the tree walking yet? Yeah, there it is. So it's all going to come down to this. No expansion attempts. Gold minus 280 gold. Oh. So a wisp got pulled from Hunter's gold mine, and yet it still ran out before Juan's? I must have missed some gold mine harassment. I apologize, guys. He must have lost an acolyte or 2 at some point in the game. Alright, big engagement. Some nice webs on the Hippos to keep them away from the Destroyer. Good Devours on the Treants. Bears are starting to close the gap, though. The Crypt Fiends really need to micro back. Abominations are up front, and they absorb a lot. That was a healing scroll from the Elf player. What is going on here? We're going to see a Destroyer taking a lot of damage. Nice heal scroll from the Undead player that time. Hopefully a coil on the Abomination. Nice. Keeps it alive. Both Meat Wagons are still alive, being forced back by Treants. We see a Dryad go down. We're going to see another Dryad. Nice magic and vulnerability potion by the Keeper to keep him alive. Gets devoured. Oh no, is the Death Knight going to die? No, he's forced to teleport. One Crypt Fiend goes down, a Dryad, another Crypt Fiend go down. No, stays alive. Wow, that was tight. So, wow, and look, the Keeper barely got any experience that fight. He must not have killed much. Some damage still going down in the meat wagons, but they'll get away. Level 5-4. Everything's weak against level 5-5. And everything is also weak, but not as weak. And it looks like a full engagement here. Last of his gold is going into repairs on the meat wagon. Still no expansion, just the one, but not producing. This is going to be a huge final fight. What do we have? 49 of 50, or 49 for Hunter versus 60 for Juan. So Juan's ahead going into this last fight. One statue only. Rejuvenation does very well, though. Oh, you got a Hippo Rider. Get value on that one archer. Well, we saw a Frost Nova there on the Wisps, but I think that mana would have been better spent for the fight that's coming. Ancient of Wind's going to go down, but that doesn't matter at this stage in the game. Hunter is just trying to buy time. Let's see. Good Devour on the Treants. Gets rid of them. Good Devour on the second, or on the Abomination to get some mana on the Destroyer. Good Coil keeps it alive. Ghouls are taking a lot of damage, but it looks like the Ancient of Lord's going to go down. Oh, but an Abomination for nothing. Well, for a building, but essentially nothing. Here's the big fight. Dryads are focusing the Destroyer. It's going to go down. Crypt Fiends are doing what they can, but it looks like they're not focus firing Dryads. They're focus firing the heroes, and the Alchemist gets the Invulnerability Potion off. Two Abominations are next to dead. Fiend goes down. Another Fiend's going to go down. This meat wagon's looking weak. Shredder has joined the fight. Get those Abominations back. Oh my god, he needs mana. He's got the mana, but he's saving it. He probably wants to get another nuke off. There's mana for the Frost Nova as well. He wants to kill. He's going to try to catch this Keeper as soon as he comes out. Is this tree going to die? I don't think this tree is going to die. Even with the two meat wagons, they don't deal enough damage. And Alchemist is back in the fight. Anti-magic shield ready. Oh, this is going to be tough. Entangle, Focus Fire, nice coil from the Death Knight to keep his Lich alive. Oh, if he had put the coil on the Keeper would be dead. Instead he used it on the Lich. And now the Lich is dead and the Keeper's alive. Hunter's forcing his opponent back. A huge transmute. And Hunter takes down the game. Wow. That was an intense game, guys. That was a good 27 minutes of Juan playing from behind and playing really, really well, crawling back into it, taking down an expansion, starting with a level 1 hero to a level 3 Keeper of the Grove. It's too bad he lost that. I think he played really well, but so did Hunter. I've got to give it to him. That was really well played. I think he should have expanded a second time earlier on, but that was still very impressive play, and obviously they're both better than me, so who the hell am I? Thank you for watching, though, guys. Very much appreciated. Hopefully the audio quality on this one's a little better than the previous ones. Comments, questions, criticisms, anything are, of course, welcome. If you would comment, I would very much appreciate it, and I promise I'll respond. If you could subscribe, I would appreciate it even more. And either way, have a great rest of your day.